Ito ang inyong Armed Forces.
Doon sa hindi masyadong familiar po sa aking presence dito po sa Up Cebu, which was taken from the Up Pilipinas, na ang intention ay kapayapaan at kaunlaran. Ang KBP Metro Manila Chapter ay nag-commit na susuportahan po ito sa maganda. Naniniwala po kami sa kanilang undertakings. Naniniwala po ako doon sa kanilang napakagandang misyon and objective na magkaroon, ma-touch base ang lahat po ng ating mga kasamahan sa media, hindi lang sa broadcast, pati na sa print, all throughout the Philippines, in collaboration dito sa napakagandang objective po ng PAF. And at this point in time, kaya nga nasabi ko kay Jerry, you don't have to convince me. Ikaw, kahit na ikaw ay KBP National, magkasama tayo dati, at ako ay KBP Chairman ng Metro Manila Chapter, sabi ko, you don't have to convince me, but I will join you dito sa advocacy nito. Napakaganda niyan. Sapagkat isa pa lang po sa aking career yung nambagin ko sa inyo, at dami hong sitwasyon na nakaligtas po sa buhay ko ang tulong po ng Philippine Air Force. Okay. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, kunan po natin ang opening statement. Unahin na natin, lady first, si Regional Head ng PIA, Philippine Information Agency, Miss Mayet Rinen. Okay po.
Daghang salamat, Mr. Ray Langit. Magandang araw sa ating lahat. We are very privileged to be here, to be joining this group. And I commend the Air Force for its initiative. Itong Up Cebu are launching. Of course, when you talk about this concern on security, so let's discuss it later. So thank you, Mr. Ray Langit.
Welcome, Director. Can we get an opening statement coming from no less than the Regional Director of NEDA, Sigilong Efren Carrion?
Magandang araw po. Mayong buntag sa atong tanan. That's Cebuano for good morning. First of all, I would like to thank the Philippine Air Force for giving us this opportunity to interact with you and to participate and contribute to the Up program that the Air Force is launching today. We commit to work very closely with our colleagues in the other government branches of government so that we can push forward the agenda of peace and development.
Thank you so much, Director. Shall we get an opening statement coming from a colleague? Sila po ang Legal Counsel ng KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas, Attorney Cynthia Barte.
Magandang araw po. I'm sorry the modulation is not as good as but I'm trying hard. Well, this is Pangkabuhayan, Pangkapayapaan. These are really two pieces which are really very worth endeavor. Though I'm quite not at ease seeing these military and handsome guys all over, and apparently still our focus definitely is on Pangkabuhayan and Pangkapayapaan. This is not gonna be an easy ride because this is something that is these are something that are very important since the problem is really entrenched. I was talking to them a while ago that the problem maybe is really culturally enshrined, so it has to go below what is supposed to be done. And I don't want to say so many things because this is just an opening salvo, but allow me to call you, which I already asked our commander, if I may call you Bok. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Attorney. Hindi man modulated, but sound very professional broadcaster. Si Attorney. Lieutenant Colonel Roderick Paralag ng CENTCOM Philippine Army. Sir?
Ako po si Lieutenant Colonel Roderick L. Paralag, the newly designated Assistant Chief of Staff for CMO U7 ng Central Command, and I am representing Lieutenant General Noel Clement, who is not available right now due to conflict in the schedule. And I would like to thank the A7 of PAP, Colonel Sumudio, for inviting us here. And I would say that this is a timely development in line with the because ito na yung time ng cascading din namin regarding the implementation of the NTFL CAC here in the region, and which I'll be tackling later on. So thank you very much, sir, for inviting us here.
Thank you, Colonel. Later on, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be opening the forum by expecting some of our friends around to shoot questions. Alam mo ninyo, ang media ay napakahalaga po sa ganitong undertakings, lalo na communicating with the listeners, communicating with the viewers, and communicating with readers ng print. For instance, ang PIA, dito po sa role na ito na kanilang gagampanan ay napakahalaga. Yung puntong yan ay nais kong kunan ng reaksyon ang head po ng PIA sa region na ito kung paano po nila ina-address itong mga minsan na nagsusulputan especially sa social media na wala pong formal organizations na nagsasanksyon doon sa mga fake news, ma'am.
When you talk about fake news, it's not just a problem dito sa ating bansa. Actually, it is a global issue, no? Especially in social media. So, sa amin naman, we have 2 banner programs that I also like to share with you. Ito yung responsible use of social media and responsible sharing of information. And sa amin naman, because we are an attached agency of PCOO, one of the banner programs also of PCOO is Dismiss Disinformation. And in fact, first week of July, we will be having an information briefing to some media about Dismiss Disinformation. Now, sa PIA, we always include in our briefings, no, that people should be wary of sharing information in social media without verifying the facts. There are ways how to spot fake news. If you are not sure, please check the source. So that's why we always, especially itong mga netizens or mga students, na they should first read beyond what is being posted. Because we have to be accountable of what we share online, because how you behave online defines your character offline. So we are going strong in our advocacy on how to use social media responsibly and how to become responsible sharers of information. Now, when we relate it to this concern sa security, we always tell the public na what you see in social media, if it's a content that tends to sow chaos or fear, please think 10 times before you share. And ang ating mga kabataan, no, because they're very heavy on social media, they're very vulnerable to recruitment, no, sa mga extremists. So that's why nag-meeting kami sa NICA last week. We're having, we had an organizational meeting on how to penetrate schools, gearing towards this campaign on countering violent extremism. And of course, we will also go high in sharing to the students to be responsible social media users. And of course, that already includes fake news. So that's our contribution when you talk about dismiss disinformation or fighting fake news. So always, please check the source and read beyond what is being posted. So dito lang muna siguro, Mr. Raylan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Payet. Alam mo ninyo, ang pag-address natin dito sa Kapayapaan ay hindi lang po isang direksyon and as Kajeri mentioned, ito po multi ang approach natin narito po ang direktor po ng NEDA. Alam kong meron po silang kakaibang approach kung paano po ibinabahagi ng national government, lalo na sa infrastructures and build po ng gobyerno. Director Carion, sir.
Okay, thank you very much for bringing that up. Siguro just a little backgrounder, how government responds to the issue of underdevelopment. Maybe makikita siguro natin doon sa national level, we crafted a long-term vision and we call that the ambition natin 2040 that will govern the actions of the government in regards to the different instrumentalities which are tasked to focus on specific concerns. Like kung papag-usapan natin ang issue related to infrastructure, we have the DPWH to take care of that. About agriculture, we have the Department of Agriculture to take care of that, etc., etc. So, development or underdevelopment as a concern is a quite complicated matter. It cannot be solved by one sector. So, what the government does is really come up with an integrated Philippine Development Plan at the national level to put all these things together. And in fact, a very important component of the Philippine Development Plan is the concern on peace and security, which is considered a bedrock strategy in attaining the ultimate development objective. Dito naman sa region natin, we prepared the Regional Development Plan for 2016 to 2022. And this also reflects or mirrors the chapters at the national level. And we also ask the different government agencies, including, in fact, our armed forces, to contribute to the development or formulation of the development plan. And we have around 21 chapters dealing with the different important sectors to really address the problem of underdevelopment. So that's how we approach this one. And part of the regional development plan, let me focus on the region because this is my assignment. We have the Regional Investment Program, which contains the list of strategic programs and projects which each agency of government will implement over a certain period of time. Like, for example, Mr. Glenn Soko mentioned that he is the chair of the Infrastructure Development Committee of the RDC, which tackles on the issue of infrastructure. So lahat ng mga concerns sa infrastructure, doon pa pag-usapan sa Committee on Infra. And then we have also a subcommittee on economic development where agriculture, forestry, and fishing are discussed. Then we have another committee on social development. Yung mga school buildings, health, and other concerns are also discussed there. And we have Development Administration Committee where, among other things, the issue on peace and security is a very important part of the agenda. So putting this together, we come up with the Regional Development Plan. But at this point, allow me, if I have time, please allow me to cite some outcome indicators. Because ultimately, I think all these efforts should redound to two important outcomes. One is the economic development of the region is very, very important. And the other twin objective is really the reduction of poverty. And I think we are all in agreement that we in government are really pushing for these two things to happen. Economic development that will bring prosperity to all and bring down poverty incidence among people. So let me cite specific figures. As far as the economic development is concerned of Central Visayas in 2018, we are proud and happy to inform everyone na yung growth rate namin sa gross regional domestic product umabot sa 7.6%. 7.6% was higher than the national average of 6.2%. And 7.6% economic growth rate was higher than our target in the Regional Development Plan, which was 7.4% only. So, these indicators published by our PSA, Philippine Statistics Authority, would tell us that efforts of government are gaining ground. Why? Because we are even exceeding the targets that we have set for ourselves way back in 2016. But more than talking of the economic performance, let me cite the equally important concern of poverty reduction. That is more people enjoying the fruits of development. And the figure that the Philippine Statistics Authority released as of the year 2018 first semester, poverty incidence among families of people in Central Visayas went down from 28.5% in 2015 to 19% in the first semester of 2018. This, colleagues in government, would tell us that poverty reduced by 3 percentage points every year for the last 3 years, benefiting a lot of Filipinos, a lot of people here in Central Visayas. On a provincial breakdown, let me share with you that Siquijor province has the lowest poverty incidence at 10%, followed by the province of Cebu, poverty incidence of 16% among families, and then followed by the province of Bohol at 21%, and the province of Negros Oriental as among the 4 provinces in Region 7 has the highest poverty incidence of 26%. But 26% was a marked decrease figure compared to the 2015 figure. So these are the ultimate indicators that we would like to look at if we want to measure what government has done and the private sector has done as far as economic development and poverty reduction is concerned. So maybe we can discuss more later, but I don't want to get a lot of the time. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Derion. Yeah, speaking of economics and speaking of poverty, doon sa bahaging yun ng Central Luzon, I remember doon sa aming program na Kasanggamo Langit on PTV4, na-feature po namin yung mga estudyante na bago pumasok sa eskwelahan ay dala-dala ho nila yung kanilang mga sapatos dahil puro putik po ang dinadaanan nila. Kapag summer, tagtuyo, hindi nila pwedeng isuot ang kanilang sapatos dahil puro alikabok po ang paa nila bago makarating sa eskwelahan at doon sila nagsusuot. I'm sharing this to you because alam mo rin nyo sa mga countryside, tulad po nung binabanggit ko, this is a real story from Sulukan, Bulacan. Kaya tabi po ng Bustos yun dahil walang maraanan ng mga tao na karsada na po pwedeng decent na roads. In other words, to check deeper ni ang farm to market roads ay hindi po nakararating sa kanila. There was a very good Samaritan private sector nung siya po ay naging successful dahil naranasan niya when he was studying yung pagdadala po ng sapatos hanggang makarating sa eskwelahan. Pinagawa niya itoong mga farm to market roads, hindi by ordinary roads kundi cemented concrete. And ang dami nang iniwanan niyang yon. I just would like to tell you na tinutukoy ko pong ito ang naging successful na FF Cruz Construction dahil iniwan niyang legacy doon sa kanyang town ang ganitong klase po ng gesture. At this point, shall we hear from the upcoming board member, Renzo, kung ano po ang balak po nila para maka-collaborate rito po sa naging statement po ng NEDA related po sa advancement po ng Cebu. Go right, sir.
Thank you, Sir Ray. Good morning again. Based dun sa sinabi ni pinahayag ni RD Carion, in the essence of planning and development, meron na talaga tayong mga plans, no, or may guides na tayo. And I subscribe to his idea about the regional development plan and the regional investment program, which will serve as our basis or guide in the entire development aspect of our region, no, and more with our country. Kami sa Infrastructure Development Committee, when we first sat in 2016, we really saw the need to base all our actions on a plan. Kasi kung development, marami kasing departamento, tsaka yung mga local government units, iba-iba eh. Like in the region, there are 4 provinces, and then there are more than probably hundreds of local government units, no? Which contributes to the infrastructure development, kung pag-usapan lang natin yung infrastructure development. So for example, kung roads, we get budget from the DPWH, national, we can also get budget from the local government units to implement a particular road, no? Like yung sinabi ni Sir Ray na farm to market. Ngayon, meron na ring mga convergence programs like yung DTI, DPWH, DOT, DPWH, no? So, all of these initiatives has to be harmonized. Kung infrastructure, we talk about budget. Kung may budget tayo, anong una nating gagawin? It's just like building a house. Kung gagawa tayo ng bahay, dapat meron tayong plano. Kasi yung budget naman natin, hindi naman from national, yearly naman yan, hindi naman, it cannot address everything, no? Sa needs natin. When we craft our plans, activities, and programs, when we review the PAPs, no? Plans, activities, and programs of the different departments relating to infrastructure. Like for DPWH, for example, it's more than 100 billion that we propose to the national government to be included in the General Appropriations Act. But out of that 120 billion, say for example, yung na-approve lang is only about mga 20 billion or so. So kung meron kang 20 billion, anong uunahin mo? Diba? Just like when you build a house, you cannot put a roof first before the foundation or before yung mga poste, no? So, yun yung objective namin sa Infrastructure Development Committee and the RDC na kailangan natin na may plano tayo. When we talk about traffic, gusto natin na meron tayong mga infrastructure programs. Gusto natin paggawa tayo ng kalsada, expand tayo ng roads, gawa tayo ng bridges, bypass roads. Kailangan meron tayong plano. So, that is the challenge in terms of infrastructure development. Kasi kanya-kanya eh. Dito lang, 6th District, for example. Local government of Lapu-Lapu, meron din silang priorities nila. You cross the bridge, Mandaue, meron din silang sariling priorities nila. Doon sa Cordova, iba rin yung priorities nila. Cebu City, iba rin yung priorities nila. Sa Consolacion, iba rin. But pag-usapan natin yung traffic, it's already a metro-wide issue. No? Pag-usapan natin yung flooding, you cannot stop the floods or the water from Cebu City going to Mandaue City. So, kailangan may harmony. We need to harmonize it. So, at least ngayon, we are already aligned dito sa RDC na yun yung track natin na kailangan natin. And in fact, that's the relevance. That's the importance of the Regional Development Council. At least, we function as a mini cabinet in the region. No? And then dito naman sa Cebu province, that's why I was also inspired to run for public office. Kasi nakita ko rin na while we were in the Regional Development Council, yung Cebu province, iba rin yung track nila, iba rin yung priorities nila. And in fact, mas mabuti nga na yung projects or yung initiatives comes from the local government level, bottoms up, no? Kaysa sa national then tayo yung sasabihan na ito yung gagawin nyo. O you need bridges. For example, itong underpass, no? Yung yung ginagawa and crossing the bridge sa UN Avenue. Sinasabi ng national government, ito yung kailangan nyo. But maybe the local government thinks otherwise. Iba yung priority namin. So, dapat, for me lang, in a personal note, I feel that the local government units needs to be more aligned with the regional plan and the national plan. No? Kailangan natin yung mga actions dito kasi malaki rin yung budget ng Cebu province, for example. No? We are a province of mga 4 billion yata a year yung budget. Isa pang challenge natin sa Cebu in terms of planning, kasi if you look at the entire island, you have 54 local government units comprising the entire island. Out of the 54 local government units, Lapu-Lapu, which is a highly urbanized city, Cebu City, is not part of the province. Mandawi City is highly urbanized, but it has a special charter that it can vote for governor and vice governor and has 2 board members, kaya nga ako kasali in the 6th district. So in terms of planning, kung meron kang isang manager or meron kang isang head, sino yon for the entire island of Cebu? No? Wala, no? Kaya nga we see politically yung direction ng Cebu City iba dito sa direction of the provincial. I'm not naming names, but ganun nangyayari parate for Cebu. Kaya nga may challenge dito in terms of really harmonizing everybody, as in all stakeholders. Kasama na nga rin dyan yung private sector. Kaya nga we are appreciative with the efforts of government, especially in the RDC, that the private sector is given a chance to participate. No? So, yun lang yun. No? That's why if pag-usapan natin development, kailangan talaga align tayo. No? I think ganyan din sa inyo yung na isa lang yung galaw natin. No? Even na marami tayo, isang galaw. Mahirap ma-achieve yan, but we will try our best na magawa yan. Salamat.
Thank you po, Board Member Reso. We acknowledge the effort po ng lahat po ng sektor na tumutulong dito sa UP Pilipinas na ngayon nasa UP Cebu. Pagdating po sa ating media, hindi naman kaila sa inyo ang pagiging aktibo po ng National KBP as well. Ano po? And importante po yung merong organization at saka yung guidelines and sanction na binibigay po ng organization kagaya po ng KBP ay napakahalaga para lalong pagbutihan po ng mga mainstream so-called ang paghahatid po ng wasto at accurate na information sa ating publiko. Dadagdagan po ito ng Council ng KBP in the person of Attorney Cynthia Parte. Ma'am?
Magandang araw ulit. Basically, it's really so hard to really come out of saying what is right and what is wrong, what is beautiful and what is ugly. Because when we say about beautiful, it's always in the eyes of the beholder. In the same manner, when we talk about the rules are basically more followed in breach than in observance. That's very basic. You want to say something, this has to be done, it's not going to be exciting. What is not to be done is more excitable, if there is a word correctly said, excitable, for the simple reason that this is very usual to a common tao. So, to make this thing in this kind of talk that we have, this is basically usapan, meaning it has to be done in a manner where everybody can understand. And everybody definitely would understand it in a long term, not just after or before we left or we live in this place. Now, let me just have it simply said, because I believe when you are simple, you can easily catch the cosmic breath of truth. Now, when we talk about problem to you may not be problem to me. So what I am gonna say about the rules, it depends upon on how you were really taught on how to be done. When we asked our students, forgive me, I'm a law professor for so many years, so I always treat the people as my students, the students that I really loved and believe. Because if I can prove that I can be understood, it means my goal as a teacher is better reached. Now, this is pangkabuhayan, pangkapayapaan. These are two things that cannot be grasped at one moment. But when we are trying to do this is not basically for ours, especially me. I'm a little bit older. I said little bit older. What we are gonna say is for the sake of our children and of our grandchildren. So, I always being a mess with the problems on how to solve if there is any problem. But when I asked my grandkid, what's your problem, Iwa? They call me Iwa as short for Lola. There is no problem. I'm just quite so confused if, let's say, things would not get better. You know what my grandkid said? Everything would get better. Because apparently things are better gotten, meaning we do not have to get an encyclopedia to learn the things we want to learn. We just use the cell phone. We have it Google, or we have it Yahoo, meaning they are smarter. The students are much smarter than us. So when we go back again to that pangkabuhayan, pangkapayapaan, then what's gonna be the possible solution that we can have? First and foremost, whether it is a real problem. It's not a problem because there are only two things in life. One is a problem and one is a way of life. If it has been being done so many times, it is no longer a problem. It is a way of life. So what then is my point? If it is a way of life, the pangkabuhayan and pangkapayapaan, then it has to come deep within ourselves, deep within what we really should feel. If we want to cooperate, then let's cooperate. If we want to say something bad, then say it. Because if we just keep it to ourselves, nobody can understand. If we cannot be understood, that is where the problem is. But if we can be understood, there will be no possibility of problem. Okay, but how can we do it? Let's just be simple. Because being simple, let me say it again, that we can easily catch the cosmic breath of truth. When there is pangkabuhayan and pangkapayapaan, do the government, do the agencies function the way they must function? Are there rules to follow? Are there rules, specific rules to follow? In KBP, there are rules to follow. But we can always shy away. Let's say on the number game, we are being charged, the media is being charged, that we're giving out numbers. But time and again, there are things that can be done subliminally. Meaning, nisud ko sa usa ka pultahan, nigawas ko sa iko-apat, only to find out na po or 9 di ay ang pultahan. So there are numbers that were said basically which are subliminal. Can you be charged of something which are being said subliminally? Diba? So, what then is the point that I'm trying to drive at? We guard ourselves because we are being gifted by the Lord, that we can do what we are supposed to do in a manner that must be done in the way that it has to be done. Although it would take so much time to really go into the fathom, into the deepness of it, but I strongly believe that everything would get better. Everything is getting better. The people are aware of what to be done. It's just a matter of telling them that your existence is definitely because you are worth living. I hope I make myself a little clear.
Yeah, thank you so much, Attorney Parte. What you heard, ladies and gentlemen, is not only a crash course in mass communications, yeah, but the knowledge, the learning, the experience, and wisdom of Attorney Parte. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, naalala ko tuloy yung incident naman po addressing our problem with the people in the mountains, people in the rural areas. Alam mo ninyo, we had a very risky operations na ginawa po. This is a exhumation of body of a BIR commissioner who was kidnapped and despite of the ransom, he was killed. Ito po si Director Matic ng Bureau of Internal Revenue sa Southern Tagalog. I was with now Senator Ping Lacson. He was then the PAOK TF at the time when I was invited to join him together with VP Erap. He was the Vice President at the time. Kami po ay naghukay dito sa Santo Tomas, Batangas. But before we have done the exhumation of the body, pinaulanan po kami ng grenade launcher. No less than ang grupo ni Mabilangan, ni Hector Mabilangan, Southern Tagalog Command at the time. With the help of PAF, true enough, napugaw, pagabat meron po mga nasaktan sa amin. The point is, yung mga risk na ganito, wala hong tigil. Ha? Ito po ay 24/7 na hinaharap ng ating people on the grounds, people in the front line. Kaya gusto ko lang marinig ang additional na effort na ginagawa po ngayon ng grupo po nila Captain Joe Patrick Martinez addressing ating conflict dito sa bahagi ito ng Central Visayas.
Yes, maraming salamat po Sir Ray at sa lahat. Again, your AFP being the instrument of national power, gaya po na sinabi ni Colonel Paralag kanina, yung whole of nation or yung ating bayanihan, ang aming part lang po doon actually is to secure, to ensure that all the programs stated a while ago will be safely implemented. Hindi po siya masasabotahe ng kahit sino pong mga armado. Here in the Visayas regions, ang pinaka threat po sa atin is yung NPA terrorist group. And with that, with the creation of the National Task Force to finally ending this insurgency sa ating bansa, natutuwa po kami because everyone is in sync, as mentioned by Sir Carion kanina, taking into consideration the peculiarity, the uniqueness of the problem. Sabi nga nila, yung NPA po sa Mindanao, hindi pareho ang motivation ba't siya nag-NPA kung dito sa Visayas. Iba rin po ang rason ng Tagaluzon. So, mahirap po kung national level po ang iisipin nila yung solution. Because no one solution that fits all. It should be streamlined, papunta po sa baba. Kaya nga po, with the creation of this National Task Force, actually it's an institutionalization. Dahil nga dati, meron na po niyan. Pero ang difficulty po namin sa Philippine Army, nagmumukha po kami yung nag-initiate. Dahil each time we coordinate with the concerned agency sa baba, ano po ba yan? Tinatanong pa kami noon because nag-start po ang paradigm shift ng AFP way back 2010. Yun po yung from winning the war to winning the peace because we have recognized na this is not merely a military solution but a socio-economic approach. So with that approach na ginagawa po natin, medyo dahan-dahan, sabi nga dahan-dahan po, nag-sink in sa ating mga kababayan. This is actually the approach that we need to do in order for us to fully address comprehensively ito pong mga problema in different areas. Sa Mindanao, mostly ang issue po doon is about ancestral domain. Pagdating po dito, yung mga semi-feudal system, yung mga malalaking pananim, ganyan. In Luzon, ganun din po. May mga urban areas po tayo doon. So, different po ang setup po ng mga New People's Army kung bakit po sila sumampa sa Kilusan. And that is why we have come to this point na kailangan po magsama-sama po lahat ng agencies. We talk it out in different localities. A more comprehensive approach. Yung particular that will be responsive dun sa mga pangangailangan po ng local fighters, particularly yung mga New People's Army na nandito po sa atin. And with that, nakakatuwa pong sabihin sa inyo at in-announce na since we have started this approach, marami na pong nagsosurrender. Ibig sabihin, we are gaining traction in our effort dahil mas maganda nga naman pong convincing sila kaysa we fight the problem by killing them. Yun lang po yung magiging solution. Mahirap po yun. So, with that, inaanyayan po namin lahat, lalo po yung mga listeners po natin, yung mga televiewers natin, that you have to give your fair share of support. Dahil yun lang po yung inyong may, kahit mumunti po yan. That is why yung sinabi nga kanina ni Chairman Glenn about the bottoms-up planning, nanggagaling po sa community yung plano. Dahil sila po yung nakakadama ng problema, at yung mga local chief executives po natin, sila po yung magdadala sa kanilang constituents. Dahil whether they like it or not, these NPS are still their constituents. At kailangan nilang tignan yung mga pangangailangan ng kanilang constituent. Dahil, kumbaga sa bahay, mga napariwara po yan. At kung hindi man napariwara, mga na-brainwash po at hindi po nabigyan ng magandang informasyon. So, this actually forum, ito pong Usapang Pangkapayapaan, Usapang Pangkaunlaran natin. Ito po ay magbibigay daan para sa ating mga kababayan na magbukas ang isip at puso na magpartisipa sa ating iminumungkahing pangkapayapaan sa ating bansa. We have to take part. Alam naman natin that the road to peace is not that easy. Kailangan po nating tahakin in the hardest way possible para pag nakamtan natin yung kapayapaan na yan, mas magiging matatag tayo. We will become resilient, a nation that can actually withstand all the problems na pwede nating kaharapin. Hindi lang po ito, actually this is only one, itong insurgency. There are a lot more about, not to mention yung illegal drugs, yung pong mga terrorist group po dyan sa Mindanao who are actually threatening our security. All of those things are concern of the government. Isa lang po itong insurgency. And it's almost 50 years na natin problema. So, it's about time na tayong lahat. Sabi nga, it is institutionalizing the whole of nation initiative. Sa madalit sabi, bayanihan. Yung spirit of bayanihan. Tayo pong lahat ay magtutulong-tulong iisang bayan. Nagmo-move forward para doon sa ating minimiting kapayapaan sa ating bansa.
Thank you, Captain Martinez. Yeah, at this point, we are giving you a chance, Buddy, to shoot your questions. Simulan natin mga kaibigan ang katanungan para rito sa ating panelists, sa ating mga resource persons. Unahin natin ang DYMR Radio Pilipinas. Radio Pilipinas Station Manager, Juanita Antiporda, ma'am.
Morning. Actually, I would just also like to share what Radyo Pilipinas, formerly Radyo ng Bayan, has done as a government station with regards to dissemination of information and about, especially about local armed conflict. Years ago, we've had a program with the Central Command, but it stopped. I don't know why they just stopped on July 2011, and we have invited them to come back to our station to do a program again with us, but it was just short-lived. And then now I would like to invite again, Sir has already asked us to do a program with us just this morning. So I would like to confirm that the Philippine Air Force or the Philippine Army can come to our station for a 1-hour program every month. We can discuss that later. But that's all. Thank you.
Nice. Yeah, well taken. Napakita ng invitation ngayon ng DYMR Radio Pilipinas. Thank you so much. Hindi kaila sa inyo, ma'am, no less than ang very energetic na si Colonel Cherry Zamudio is now committing to you, to your station, and to the airtime. They will provide you the material you need. Coming from the Philippine Air Force and Philippine Army as well. Okay. Second question coming from Bombo Radio Pilipinas. Ang reporter, representative, Miss Mitch Dialogo.
All right, good morning, everyone. Since we are talking about Up Cebu, and it's all about Usapang Pangkapayapaan ng Usapang Pangkaunlaran. So, most of the time, as mentioned by Colonel Gerardo Zambudio Jr., na kadalasan nangyari yung recruitment ay nangyari sa schools. So do we have like sort of campaigns or programs? How can you reach out and disseminate this good information to those schools naman?
As far as Air Force is concerned, meron din kaming program na gustong i-contribute sa Unified Command. Ito yung existing namin na Campus Peace and Development Forum. At ito ngayon yung isa sa mga major projects na kinikerry ng aming mga CMO operators. At ito ay gagawin naming very massive ngayong second semester habang wala pa yung semifinal at saka finals. Ang objective nito, ma'am, ay para maitaas natin yung kamalayan ng mga estudyante doon sa taktika ng recruitment ng grupo ng New People's Army. Kasi yung mga recruiter ho, ang recruitment agency ho ng New People's Army ay matatagpuan din po sa loob ng school. At yan ay makikita natin doon sa mga kabataan na na-encounter po ng ating armed forces. Isang example na lang ho. Yung si Mr. Capistrano na pumasok ng grupo ng New People's Army, isa po siyang student ng UP Los Baños. Pumasok po siya ng January at na-encounter ho ng February, namatay. Mayroon pong estudyante galing po sa UP Manila, kung natatanda niyo po si Lapira, na-encounter po siya ng Air Force 730th Combat Group sa Nasugbo, na miyembro siya ng Gabriela at pumasok sa grupo ng New People's Army. Na-encounter, patay din po. 13 of them ang namatay. So ito yung cycle na nangyari ngayon sa mga estudyante natin. Nabibiktima sila nitong mga recruiter nito na nasa loob ng campus. Karamihan dito ay ilang mga professor lang naman ho ito na dapat ma-identify ho sana. Kaya yung Campus Peace and Development Forum ho, ang ginagawa natin is we invite one speaker from NEDA para i-discuss ano yung overall development program ng gobyerno para sa ganun maintindi nila saan ang direksyon ng gobyerno natin. And by doing that, nade-develop na rin yung sense of patriotism ng bata kasi nakakita niya na ito pala yung direksyon ng gobyerno natin. So nagkakaroon siya ng tiwala sa gobyerno natin kasi may direksyon yung gobyerno natin. Second is mag-invite din kami ini-invite din namin yung speaker galing sa OPAP para i-discuss ano yung overall peace strategy natin. Meron pala tayong ganito. So sinasabi ni Presidente na para malaman nila na nagbibigay tayo ng hanap buhay, meron tayong pabahay sa mga grupo ng New People's Army. Because ang gusto ni Presidente dito, once and for all, matuldukan na ito. Dahil 50 taon na ho tayo na nagpapatayan, wala naman nangyayari. Yung mga bata ho natin ay na papariwara. Kaya nga dito sa Campus Peace and Development Forum ho, ay amin din hong dinidiscuss ano yung relasyon ng Communist Party of the Philippines sa National Democratic Front at saka doon sa grupo ng New People's Army. Iisang mukha lang ho kasi yan So, isang tao pero iba-iba yung mga ginagawa nila. And then, pang-apat na speaker na yung last speaker ho namin ay isang rebel returning para ipaliwanag paano siya na-recruit, paano siya pinaglaruan. at bakit siya umalis na sa Kilusan. Kasi ang daming deception ho dyan sa loob na yan. And then, dito ho, hindi na lang to shield yung mga students natin. But ang gusto natin ngayon ay papagsalitain natin yung mga kabataan natin doon sa paninindigan nila na ayaw nila sa armado. Kasi kung ayaw natin sa armado ho, dapat yan pinagsisigawan ho natin yan. Dapat yan ay ipinagmamalaki natin yan. Dapat pinopronounce ho natin yan sa general public. Para sa ganun, yung tao is maintindihan na importante pala yung papel na gagampanan niya. Mayroon tayong social media na pwede nating gamitin para ma-communicate natin doon sa mga tao na ito na ayaw natin sa kanila. Para sa ganun, sila ay huminto na sa walang patutunguhan na armadong laban na ito at sila ay magbalik loob na sa ating pamahalaan. Hindi po sila maaaring manalo sa gobyerno na ngayon. Noong ang panahon na diktador ay ang daming mga issues noon. 27,000 ang New People's Army that time, ma'am. At daming mga legitimate na mga issue noon. Unpopular yung government natin. Ang daming rally sa kaliwa sa kanan. Ba't hindi sila nanalo? Ngayon pa kaya na we have a very popular president, very responsive doon sa pangailangan ng ating mga kabayan. At mayroon tayong very popular na military dahil doon sa Marawi nakita nila yung mga sundalo natin na nagpapakamatay para sa kanyang bayan. So, paano pa sila mananalo? Ngayon, yung ating modernization sa armed forces tuloy-tuloy. Ngayon, ma'am, gusto ko lang pong i-report para at least malaman ng ating mga nandiyan dyan sa bundok na wala kayong pwedeng pagtaguan. Because ang tao, kapag sila ho ay nagsumbong sa military, anong ginagawa ng military? Pinapalipad yung aming ISR, yung aming Intelligence, Surveillance, and Reconnaissance Platform. Kahit ho nandun ka sa ilalim ng kahoy, kahit kami nasa 20,000 feet, kaya namin malaman kung nasaan kayo. Kaya namin kayong i-fix at pwede namin kayong ilagay yung mga sundalong kinakailangan. Kaya nakita nyo, tuloy-tuloy lang encounters natin. Every time mayroong encounter, sinong namamatay? Maaaring may namamatay din sa military, but karamihan sa mga namamatay, galing sa New People's Army. So gusto ba natin na ganito na palaging mayroong namamatay? So tayo mga nakikinig ngayon at sa ating mga kaibigan sa radyo, napaka-critical ng role natin. Laban natin ito para sa ating bansa. Kasi yung mga ibang bansa ho ay nagkakaisa sila eh. One time, ma'am, naging guest po ako sa isang pagtitipon ng JCI. Isang speaker galing po sa South Korea. Kininto niya. Pinamukha sa amin na ang problema sa inyo, kulang kayo ng pagkakaisa, kulang kayo ng patriotism. Nakaka-insultong mapakinggan. But eye-opener, totoo nga naman. Dahil sa kanila, ang sabi nila, ikaw pag mayroon kang gadget na ginagamit na hindi made in Korea, ang tao nakatingin sa'yo. Ganun kataas yung patriotism na after na nung panahon na sila ay talagang bagsak din, nagbigay sila ng kanilang mga alahas sa gobyerno para makasurvive. Sana ganun yung ang direksyon natin na mahalin na natin yung bansa natin, magkaisa tayo. Kung gusto natin ng pagbabago, i-elect natin yung mga local officers na alam nating tama, hindi yung alam nating corrupt. Pagdating ng election, painumin lang ng gin, nakakalimutan yung mga kasalanan nitong mga tumatakbong mga local officials natin. Napiliin natin yung mga mayor, yung mga governor, mga local officials na talagang tutugon doon sa pangailangan natin para wag natin sinisising gobyerno. Yun lang ho. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Colonel. Thank you so much. Ikaw kay Colonel, mag-general na siya at marami siyang magagawa sa sabay ng Pilipino. Thank you, Ka Jerry. And with that, we'd like to wind up. Last few words, let's start off with attorney. Attorney po, last few words po, Attorney Barte. Ma'am, yeah, please.
I don't want to say it's a parting words because we're gonna meet. We're gonna meet somewhere. But the point is, we start, and when we start, we're gonna do it way above, forever and ever.
Thank you so much po. Your Director, Regional Head ng PIA, Ms. Mayet, please.
Thank you, Mr. Ray. Let me focus on two points na as my ending statements. First, we just like to inform the body that there is already a local task force here in the region that is active in advocating against communist terrorist groups. In fact, Air Force is one of the members and it's being chaired by 302nd Brigade. with members from the Navy, from the Department of Tourism, because when you talk about tourism, it's a niche of Central Visayas. PIA is also a member, the Philippine Coast Guard. And what is good with the partnership is we have a very active partnership from the private sector, which is the Hotel, Resort, Restaurant Association in Cebu. And in fact, we have conducted security awareness briefings here in Lapu-Lapu City as well as in Oslo. And next month, we will conduct a briefing in Bohol and in August in Bantayan Island. And second, as we go aggressive in a campaign in the schools, as what Captain Martinez said, last week we had an organizational meeting with NICA, and we will be preparing to strengthen our information in the schools because students are gullible victims of being recruited by hardcore extremists. So I will just end there, and that is the contributions of PIA in the war against communist terrorist groups. Daghang salamat.
Very nice, Ms. Mayet. Napakaganda po ng outreach program. Schedule po ninyo punong-puno. And si Philippine Army Lieutenant Colonel Roderick, please.
Talking about peace and development, usapang pangkapayapaan, usapang pangkaunlaran, I share with the opinion of Dr. Ben Caraldi na there is no peace without development. These two words always go hand in hand. There is no peace without development, and there is no development without peace. And so when we talk about peace, it should be everybody's concern. Hindi lamang po ng security sectors ang may one. It should be everybody's concern. As the saying goes, alone we could do so little, together we could do so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Colonel. Regional Director of NEDA, Mr. Efren.
Thank you. I think we are quite fortunate din sa Region 7 because we have a success model to look at in terms of peace and development. And I am referring to the province of Bohol. Years ago, the province of Bohol was encountering problems on underdevelopment and peace and order concerns. But look at what is the province of Bohol now. One of the most progressive regions in the country today in terms of tourism development. So, we can do these things with our efforts put together. We can do these things and we can fight this menace to our society and to bring about the development that we all aspire. As far as the RDC is concerned, which I serve as a Vice Chair, we are already working with the Regional Peace and Order Council, specifically on EO70 and the creation of the Regional Task Force on LCAC, and that's why our efforts would be leading to that. But with the initiative of the Philippine Air Force, this will become also part of the banner programs under the NTF LCAC, RTF LCAC, and EO70. We look forward to working very closely with the Philippine Air Force and other government agencies on this matter. We have your support.
Thank you, Director Carione. Provincial Board Member Renzo.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me here in this, although the invitation was really for our chairman, Kenneth, but I'm honored to be here in this very meaningful forum. And as an official of, outgoing official of the RDC, I see a lot of relevance and importance of the council in the entirety of peace and development. That's why I enjoin everybody to support the RDC in its efforts. Secondly, as an incoming official of the provincial government of Cebu, I see the role of Cebu in the development of the region. I think if my figures would serve me right, 70% of the development, or Cebu accounts for about 70% of the development of the entire region. And malaki ho yung output ng Cebu to the rest of the country. Kaya nga na being the second biggest, or if not the biggest province of the entire country, kailangan natin suportahan din yung Cebu, no? And being an official of the Cebu provincial government, pwede niyo akong lapitan, no? I can be your point person in the provincial government. I believe that you invited Governor Gwen Garcia. We just took our oath of office yesterday in Radisson Blu, but I was hoping to see her today, but I could probably safely say that for in behalf of the provincial government, that tulungan natin yung provincial government, and likewise, the provincial government will support you and your group organization as well. Marami hong salamat.
Thank you so much, Board of Director Renzo, Provincial Board. Captain Martinez, please.
Yes, maraming salamat po sa forum na ito that nagbibigay daan upang pag-usapan po natin ang kaunlaran at kapayapaan. Ang aking mensahe po ay patungo po sa ating mga kapatid na New People's Army. Ngayon po, sinasabi niyo po ng mga leaders ninyo na you are neglected, hindi kayo pinapansin. Ito na po ang government. We are here to help you. Ito po ang efforts ng government na ito ay para sa inyo. Papakita po kung gaano namin kayo kamahal, kung ano po ang ating gustong pagbabago na ma-achieve sa ating bansa. Naway kayo po ay you will come to your decision and finally reflect kung ano ba talaga ang gusto ninyo. At yung gusto po ninyong yan, pag-usapan po natin. Ito pong forum na ito ay para sa inyo actually. We are dedicating this upang matugunan po ang mga problema na inyong kinaharap ng naging dahilan kung bakit po kayo ay sumampa sa kilusan. Sa ngayon po, marami pong mga nag-surrender, nagpapasalamat po kami sa kanila. At sana po ay gayahin nyo rin po ang kanilang ginawa dahil ito po mga opportunity po na ito ay nagbibigay po ng oportunidad din sa inyong pamilya. Dahil kung inyo pong sinasabotahe, sa bawat pagkakataon na sinasabotahe po ninyo ang ating development, ang una pong naapektuhan dyan ay inyong mga pamilya. Pamilya po na nandyan sa makabuntukan. Ang tanong po, hanggang kailan nyo po gustong mangyari ito? Dahil kung kayo po mismo ang magiging hadlang sa mga development na ito, ang inyong mga anak, pag sila ay lumaki, mararanasan din po nila itong mga problema. So, panahon na upang tayo ay magkaisa. Panahon na upang ipakita natin ang ating pagmamahal sa ating bayan. Para sa ating mga kababayan naman, tayo po ay mag-contribute po ng ating fair share of development and peace. Kaya po na sinabi ni Colonel Paralag kanina, the peace is everybody's concern. Tayo po lahat ay meron po tayong role that should be performed for our society. Yun po, maraming salamat po sa ating araw na ito at naging fruitful po. Dalaygon niyang Diyos sa kanunay.
Thank you. Thank you, Captain Martinez. Tulad po ng binanggit po ni Attorney Barte, this is not saying goodbye, but tayo po ay mapakinggan regularly. Tulad po na naging commitment and offer ni Ms. Antiporda po, Station Manager ng DYMR. Yes. And parting words, I just would like to borrow the statement of my late son, Raister. Ang sabi niya, I have seen the value of helping others. But the most rewarding as a media man is not only exposing the wrongdoings of others, but the smile and acknowledgement you receive from people whose lives you have touched and you have changed in some wonderful way. On behalf of the men and women of Up Cebu, led by our energetic, very industrious friend and co-broadcaster, Colonel Jerry Zamudio. Palakpakan po natin sila. This has been your hosts, Ray Langit, sa anumang laban, kasangga mo ang langit.
Ito ang inyong Armed Forces.